Ugh. Get some light. Light. Beautiful. Sin of the day, Nishane Kara goes. That's beautiful. Beautiful, Joel. Zhao, what up, brother? What up, what up, what up? I'm just putting some frags back. It's been a long day. Gotta restock. How y'all doing tonight, man? How are y'all doing? Man, this has been a long day, guys. What up, Willie? What up, NY? What up, everybody? Yes, don't forget, run the likes up so that we get all the trolls out of here. Sin of the day, Mont Blanc Legend EP. Beautiful. Good to see you guys, man. What y'all been up to? I have to move this back just a little bit. Cool, cool. Yeah, that's beautiful. All right. Just cleaning up a little bit while people pile in, man. I hope y'all are doing awesome. Hope y'all are glad it's Friday. Let's turn these around. Not trying to reveal that. All right, beautiful. Oh, man, appreciate that, Kicks. Come on, bro. Come on, man. Don't be upgrading my ramen for the week. Come on. Appreciate you, bro. Thank you. Thank you, bro. Don't forget, hit the thumbs up. Sin of the day, French Avenue, Coco Morado with Mason Crivelli Oud Credenza clone. That sounds like a crazy layer, Willie. How you liking it? Seriously, Kicks, really appreciate you, bro. What up, Lee? What's poppin', bro? You gonna review Spice and Wood? I don't have Spice and Wood yet, no. I have the ability to get Spice and Wood, pause, but I won't be reviewing that for at least a couple weeks. What do you mean Law Leak for Men, Dashi? Hey, snipers need to be on deck tonight. Weirdos. Have a good night, boys. Your Friday's going off to a great start. Y'all are getting a good start. Yeah, no, I'm a little bit under the weather. I've got like a stuffy nose. My son, he had something and it's kind of rubbing off on me. I need to go get some nasal spray or something. Any scent close to what? Wood and spice. Yeah, I mean, even when I get the scent, figuring out if there's a scent like it is probably going to take me a while, but the fastest thing you can do is go on Fragrantica and look at fragrances that it reminds people of. That's going to be your best bet right now. Why is it showing that graphic next to everybody's name? Are you guys seeing that? It's like got like a little graphic next to people's name. Yeah, I don't have a sinus infection. I just have a little bit of a stuffy nose. Yeah, you know Reptar, man. He runs around slurring everywhere. Me and my wife have been sniffling. Oh, man. Y'all see the latest pickups today? Latest scent mail I got? Does dry skin affect... What up, Bree? Does dry skin affect the performance of a fragrance, or is that a myth? No, it definitely does. It absolutely does. We're doing good. We're doing real good. No, we don't see it. Shut your mouth, Kicks. Shut your dirty mouth. Cut it out. You definitely see it. If anyone sees it, you see it first, man. You've got the SB extra extra read all about it subscription. You always know. What up, Antho? What's the scent of the day? Scent of the day was I don't even know what scent of the day was. Scent of the day was the heck was my scent of the day, bro? Scent of the day might still be in my car. No, it was Baranda. Nasamato Baranda. Have you tried Mancera, Oud, Violet, and Issey Miyake Le Sode Esse? I've smelled the the Issey Miyake. I haven't smelled the Mancera. Can you recommend a good gifting fragrance for a male? Depends. How old is he and where does he live? I've seen only a fragrance called French Lover. Oh yeah, from from Frederick Mall. That is close. Best entry-level tobacco fragrances. Entry tobacco really isn't a thing, dude, in terms of quality, but Ombre Noir from Lalique, great entry-level tobacco. Clones, we got Charuto Vanille. That's a good introductory. That's about it, man. Liquid Brune and Ragba Wood Intense. Beautiful. What up, Humble? What did you send? Oh, you sent me a laughing disco. What up? Okay. Thanks for sending me a laughing disco, Bree. Appreciate it. Zaharoff tobacco is a good starter tobacco. I agree. I mean, I wouldn't call it starter because it's a tobacco scent. So if you're someone intimidated by tobacco, typically your starter fragrance has to be something where the tobacco's cut half and half with something, or it's 60-40 in favor of whatever else. But it's a good tobacco for sure. Aromas. What up, Austin? Give me your scent of the day. Bo, dímelo. I'll be real, I have no idea. Oh. Hey, so you sent me a gift. I appreciate it. What up, what up? Yeah, man. Yeah, I was tapped in this morning, Bo. I like the consistency. I see you, bro. I see you. Savage Elixir tonight. Weren't you wearing something different this morning, Bo? Thought you was I thought you was wearing something different this morning, man. You got a scent of the night going on? Savage Elixir. That's what's up. Hey, man, I think people sleep on Savage, bro. People think they're over it, man. You don't get over Savage. Do you think the EDP version of the Issey can be worn in high heat summer? It can. It's not the best thing. Scent of the day was Ganymede. Scent of the night, Low Medial Extreme. That's a really cool pivot. I love Ganymede. I love Low Medial. I love Low Medial. In fact, when it comes to cherry fragrances, people don't really mention it ever, but I think that's great introductory cherry for people who have lost hope in cherry forward fragrances. It's a great place to start. Cherry almond champagne. God bless. Yeah, Bo. Yeah, Bo. I love seeing the content, bro. And that was crazy. The video clip you posted, bro. I was like, yo, listen, man. Because a lot of people don't know this. I'm like a super underground hip hop head. Like, to me, I'm a hip hop historian. Like, Kix will tell you, man, I've been in the music industry and in hip hop. Been in hip hop since I was born. Been in the music industry since I was 13. That was fire. That was beautiful cameo work. Yeah, man. Hey, Austin, when you gonna stop playing, man? When you gonna stop playing, man? Put some color on your show. Between Greenlee and Pacific Chill, which one would you choose for the summer for dates and special occasions? Greenlee, I think, can never be a special occasion fragrance. To each his own, but you're asking me, so I'm giving you my take. Greenlee could never be special occasion. Pacific Chill is fancy, not special. So my answer is neither. But if you're doing summer dates, probably Pacific Chill because it's more fun. Greenlee, it's playful, but it's like the most safe playful. It's a good smell, but again, special occasion dates are not synonymous with Greenlee or Pacific Chill, but Pacific Chill is very fun. What up, Retag? I personally can't stand French Defense, so L'Homme Ideal is my cherry vibe. I'm going to keep it all the way tall with you, Austin. I hate about 95% of all cherry fragrances so far that I've come across. I have yet to find a cherry dominant forward fragrance that I can champion and say, go buy this. Everything is on its way to something and then falls short to me. I've reviewed a lot of cherry niche fragrances in 2025. Yeah, bro, it just, from Argos to Mind Games to Initio to Guerlain, I just feel like everybody's dark, seductive cherry approach is just not that amazing. And for a long time, I questioned, maybe I don't like cherry. But then you get L'Homme Ideal or L'Homme Ideal Extreme, and it's like, well, no, cherry champagne is actually really nice. You know? So for me, I think I'm just waiting for that day. It's the same thing with rose. I hate rose, but then you smell Baranda and you like rose. There's a couple other rose fragrances that have given me hope. You know, Atomic Rose is decent. Oud Silk Mood is solid. Taif Oud Roja, pretty good. Ormond Jane Taif is mid, but it's still a good treatment of a rose. So there's fragrances that give me hope to stay invested in rose, but I haven't found my rose yet outside of Baranda. And to me, it doesn't fall in the same family as any of those other fragrances. So it's kind of like the ugly stepchild of rose fragrances that just works for me. For a 19-year-old living in university dorm, what could be a good casual fragrance? I mean, so many. We want to open up the vault here. Starting with super dumb cheapies, you can get 100 ml of Eros EDT for 35 bucks. That is borderline eternal, which is crazy for an EDT. Just dumb reach for a college guy. Mont Blanc Presence, great cheapie for a college cat. In the clone world, Glorious Oud Royal Blanc, a 10 out of 10 clone of Must Therapy. The Kingdom from Lattafa, beautiful rendition of Lamal Elixir, great for college. This new one that I just put up on my channel, 10 out of 10 S-tier clone work. Memento from Riffs, Extrait de Parfum cloning Arabian's Tonka. Beautiful Arabian's Tonka rendition. A little bit spicier than Instant Crush. Eternal longevity. That would go crazy in college. If you're looking for more fresh, airy fragrances for college that are cheapies, I mean, there's an eternity of them, right? But I think things like Eros, Bleu de Chanel, Valentino Uomo, you know, stuff like that, you know, Prada Luna Rossa Ocean, you know, fragrances like these you can get for under 45 bucks, 100 mil, dumb reach. They're fresh enough to go in the day. They're sweet enough to go into the night. They're balanced. Yeah, I mean, I could give you so many more, but those are going to be the ones you're going to find immediately and enjoy immediately at the college level. Like Kendrick Lamar, what? I was going to say, SB, do you produce as well or solely rap? So when I was 11, I started producing. I was using FL Studio 1, before it was FL Studio, back when it was Fruity Loops. So when I was 11 years old, I picked up Fruity Loops because Ninth Wonder, which is one of my like top 5 favorite producers, had recommended it. Friends of mine was close to Ninth Wonder. A good friend of mine set the record for the longest freestyle on radio back in the very early 2000s. We're talking like 2002, and he met Ninth Wonder. And Little Brother was like one of my favorite groups of all time back in the day. And they put me on to Fruity Loops, and so I was producing on Fruity Loops before it became FL and all that. I was using Fruity Loops 1.0, started producing. I was 11, and then I started freestyling and getting into freestyle competitions. And then I started beatboxing because I met I met my friend at the time who eventually became my adopted brother. We met, he taught me how to beatbox, so now we're beatboxing and freestyling at lunch tables and little parties and stuff like that. So during that time I was producing, I was rapping, got into high school. I was doing all the elements, you know, minus maybe DJing. I was breaking, I was doing graffiti, I was producing still, I was freestyling, I started getting into recording when I was 13, dropped my first album when I was 13. And ever since, I was like heavy into a lot of that all the way till I was about 18, 19, and then I quit all of that and kind of went balls deep into rapping and producing. And then by the time I hit late college, I stopped producing, went fully into rapping and being a vocalist. And then when I got out of college, I took up engineering. So engineering my stuff, and then eventually engineering other client work. So then I became a full-time engineer while simultaneously finishing school to become a teacher, taught for a little bit, switched up into finance. So then I'm doing finance and engineering on the side. All the while, my music's not really taking off. I'm getting a lot of opportunities, but nothing that could really allow me to quit my job and all that. So eventually, I just had to start calling it a hobby. But as that was going on, my engineering career started taking off, which allowed me to finance my music career. So my music career today as a solo artist is still technically on paper a hobby, but my engineering career took off very well. So in the last close to 10, 15 years, I've been a full-time engineer, and that's just my second job. My first job is I'm in retirement planning, working finance 9 to 5. So I could quit, but I don't want to. I would never quit. Being in finance is too good, and it's consistent, and it's got longevity. But I engineer graveyard shifts for people all around the world. So I make the magic for the records for people. And then as a hobby, I still make music. So as I got out of college, I transitioned to just being a solo artist for fun and being an engineer professionally. And then in the foreground of all of that, switching out of education, I was a teacher and then eventually went into finance. We're talking about doing guest form thing for people who want to be in and what their availability would be. A guest form. Oh, SB hasn't filled out a guest form before for fragrance, man. Send it over. Go ahead and send me the guest form. How does Ani compare to the original Ani? Oh wait, how does Ani X compare to the original Ani? Okay, so you saw my post earlier. One of my pickups, we had 3 Nishanes come in this week. My third one's not here yet. It gets here like Saturday or Monday. But we had Wulong Cha come in and then Ani X. And I'm sure a lot of you guys are like, what? SB didn't get original OG Ani, which is like everyone's top 2 or top 1 best from Nishane? No, I didn't. I live in Arizona. Even if I loved Ani, can't wear it. A comforting amber vanilla fragrance I would only be able to wear 2-3 times a year. So Ani X for me is way more practical. It's way fresher, way more versatile. Wulong Cha is perfect, a perfect fragrance for Arizona. Didn't go with the X because it doesn't punch as harder. It's smoother, it's more subdued. And then the third fragrance If anyone can name the third fragrance that I bought from the House of Nichane, I will give you a niche decant of your choice. Cherry Oud Guerlain is a no-go. Not my tea, Brie, sorry. Manhattan Cherry is amazing. Hey, listen, Kix is a cherry lover. So a lot of the cherries that I would name, he actually enjoys those. So if you want to know cherries to go after, he's much more excited about it than me. I enjoy cherry fragrances. Like we just did Rui Lopez from Mind Games. We did Checkmate. And then we did a buttload of other rose fragrances from last year. I enjoy it. Like, don't get me wrong, man. I enjoy rose fragrances to try, but I haven't smelled any yet that I would pay retail or discount price for, except really Baronda and L'Homme Extreme. You didn't try the Attar collection from Kaltat Night. Yeah, SB, ask Kix. It's fire. Okay. Well, Kix, put me on to the Attars. I've heard L'Homme EDP is more cherry forward. Haven't smelled it yet, but want to sample it. It is, Austin, significantly, as well as extreme. Have you tried Radical Rose from Matiere Premier? No, I haven't. But one fragrance, speaking of Matiere Premier, I do have vanilla powder coming in. A clone of vanilla powder, because I've smelled vanilla powder. I'm getting it for wifey, but I'm going to sneak in and get it sometime because I think vanilla powder is very well made. I wouldn't wear it very much, but Radical Rose is one that I haven't quite tried yet. Now, granted, I do have the Encens Suave, but I have not put my nose on Radical Rose yet. Tried Chanel Allure Homme Sport yesterday and didn't like it. I've never liked Chanel Allure Homme Sport, even back in the day when I would have totally probably rocked it. I like Edition Blanche, but Edition Blanche is polarizing because people either absolutely love it and think it's one of the top 3 best Chanels outside of Private Line, or they, yeah, it's polarizing. Like half the people I run into hate it and think it tastes like a lemon creamsicle or something. And then other people are like, no, this is amazing and I prefer it over Allure Homme Sport. So typically I find that the people that don't gravitate towards Blanche do still like Allure Homme Sport. And then there's people who like both. And then, you know, it's just a toss-up. What's up, everybody? Scent of the day, Russian Amber Perfume of Empire. Versace Dylan Blue is a good value. It is. Yo, what's up, SB? What up, Shamil? It's the one I smelled that makes me appreciate rose. Enough patchouli and other stuff, and I think SB might vibe with it. Yeah, so Austin, again, like, there's a lot of roses that I respect, but not enough but they don't excite me to buy. Might just be stage of life and practicality. Like I'm probably not gonna wear a rose casually. So if I did get a rose outside of L'Homme Ideal's kind of like functions in the same vein as Fleur Narcotique from Ex Nihilo. You know, just a very airy fragrance that's almost not even about the the cherry. I don't know why I keep saying correlating cherry with rose, but like there are some airy rose fragrances that I might, you know, like even when I tried Taif by Ormond Jane, I was like, there's no way I could wear this. This thing is feminine. And I find Taif to be feminine unless it goes dark, to put other stuff under it. But yeah, so rose fragrances for me would have to be a fall winter, like either a fall winter signature fragrance or a fall winter romantic fragrance. I do like Oud Silk Mood, which is weird because that's not the ideal rose I would like to smell. But to me, Oud Silk Mood is the opposite of Oud Satin Mood. You know, Oud Satin Mood is, you know, silky, jammy, dense, you know, fall in love with me forward, head over heels. And Silk Mood takes everything that's in the background of Satin Mood and reverses it to like 80-20. So you get a much more masculine fragrance with like a rose dense push in the back. And I did like Taif as well. I have that, but that's a special occasion fragrance for me. It's not every day, but it's probably one of the most wearable roses in my opinion. Taif Oud, it's a great entry rose. Atomic Rose is nice too though. But yeah, I just haven't. I think with taste, some notes I don't mind being open-minded to being forward, and I just find that maybe it might be that I like roses that are in the background. I don't like foreground roses. Like even Baranda to me is super rose dominant, but the whiskey is so, it's just as aggressive, if not 60-40 leaning on the whiskey over the rose, and it's still rosy. So like, I feel like for me personally, the sweet spot for rose is being in a fragrance 40% or less. I don't know if I'll ever find my rose that's like 50 to 80% of the fragrance where I'm just like, whoa. But I don't know. I do keep an open mind. I think we create these kind of preconceived rules and regulations for like how our personality functions versus little moments we've had on test strips with fragrances, and it makes us have a closed mind. We think we've figured stuff out. My mind is open to rose, but I have smelled almost every rose everyone's recommended to me so far, minus Radical Rose, so we'll get into that next. Been a while since the last memoir. Any ETA on the next one? So the only reason you guys haven't seen a memoir yet is because I've introduced 3 new content cycles into the channel. And so my setup, if you guys remember, Memoirs was shot on a couch, and the couch is no longer in my office. Now my second desk setup is an actual like Mr. Rogers by the fireplace kind of setup. So I haven't done a memoir because I have to find a way like how I plan to shoot the memoirs. So here's what I'm gonna do. This is figured out, but I just need to set it up. So what I'm gonna do is black out that curtain, so it's kind of like a stage, and then I'm gonna shoot it really close, like it's a stage with curtains, so something like this. That's gonna be blacked out. The curtains are gonna be more wide and lush, and then I'm gonna have a seating arrangement right here, and then we're gonna have the chalice. I'm gonna shoot it real close and intimate, and I have my, you know, my neon, my tall neon lights. So we can make like really vibrant, you guys have seen like my vibrant color setups. But then we'll have the chalice, the golden chalice. So I'll probably shoot memoirs for now on in black and gold. And I have this chalice that will hold the fragrance now. And you guys have seen this if you've been paying attention to my posts. So the setup will be that the fragrance will be in front of me, sitting in front of those curtains, and we're gonna make it kind of epic. But as I've been like shooting different concepts for color grading it, because you guys know I like to create that intimate mood, and sometimes I like to produce my own music for the background. A lot of y'all don't know, but the background music for my memoirs I produced. So it's a little bit more time and energy to materialize the memoirs, but there are several fragrances I have written down that I'm gonna be doing memoirs on. I also try to balance memoirs. I try to do memoirs on my favorite vintage, my favorite designers, niche. I try to balance between them all so that the memoirs aren't always focusing on just niche fragrances. So it takes a little more thought, effort. Scent of the Day, Yin Transformation by the Harmonists. Beautiful. Let's get the likes up. Absolutely. Why are there 22 people in here and 16 likes? Don't make me walk off camera. And by the way, thank you, Bree, for the gift. I don't know if I thanked you already. If you guys hear a child screaming in the background, that's my little reptar. Have you watched Kenny Parker's show on the brother of KRS-One BDP? He talks about the history. Yes, I have. Yes, I have. You see a lot. I don't talk about it much because I like to separate my life, my different occupations. Because I told you guys my jobs, but I didn't tell you like some of the things in the industry that I'm known for outside of having a job. I've been in some major projects and stuff artistically. For instance, I used to be a painter. This is one of my paintings. A lot of these producers and stuff that you guys are mentioning, producers, rappers, etc., I know them. What up, Ian? Now you are a businessman. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm a businessman. KRS-One actually came out of the dirt to kind of rekindle his hip-hop career before he went full-fledged public speaking and traveling and Smithsonianing up. But there was this breakout song he had back in the day when he came back into hip-hop trying to drop music. And there was a record he did that I remixed and had a music video out to. Maybe one day I'll leak that to you guys. Have you put your nose on Platinum 22 by Florist? No, the only fragrance I have from Florist is this one, Edwardian Bouquet. And I wouldn't recommend anyone buy it. It's a great fragrance. It's a vintage fragrance, but it was a fragrance made for like British or French royalty. Edwardian Bouquet. It was supposed to smell like a bouquet of flowers fit for a wedding. So no one really has business wearing a fragrance like that, especially not a vintage take on, you know, floral royalty. But it's kind of a collector item in my collection because I scored it at an auction, so I didn't pay full price for this. The honey, I think it's honey oud or honey something from Florist is most notable. The other ones are fairly strong, but this is a collector's item in my set because I have the original vintage version, so no one's selling that online. Maybe one day I'll sell it. Yeah, I will do a Florist Discovery set this year. I just have to talk to some of my connects because there's particular ones that I want that aren't in the ones that they typically market. So it'll take me probably like 2 or 3 months to acquire it. Do you have Prada L'Homme? No. You know, that was another fragrance that I'm gonna fill in. For those of you guys who haven't seen this, this is like half of my new fragrance library. I'm still trying to organize it. It goes down 2 more rows that I need to clear out for fragrances, but right now I have sealed fragrances in boxes, so I need to clear out that space. But I have like a designer section, a vintage section, a women's section, different things like that. I love Prada L'Homme Intense, and I wanted to buy it, but I spent a lot of money recently to acquire a lot of stuff that I've been trying to find. You know, even this fragrance, which again, nobody should buy. Hey, trust me when I say to buy this particular fragrance, but this particular fragrance is one SB will tell you not to buy. A City on Fire by Imaginary Authors. Again, I'm at a place in my journey where certain fragrances I buy to have a particular concept of perfumery that I'm more so collecting as a scent memory, not necessarily as a wearing experience. You guys should not buy this fragrance. It's for me and my own personal reasons, but there's just been a lot of like nook and cranny stuff that I've been acquiring recently, you know, finally getting my hands on the Nishanes. Recently acquired the Amouage Enclave. Been wanting that for a very long time. Finally got it for an insane deal, which you guys heard me kind of teasing that in my shorts. Yeah, I'm not going to get too much into it. Wulong Cha was not the 3rd fragrance. So Wulong Cha is already here, bro. It's already here. So I got Wulong Cha, Ani X, and one more. Austin, you can't guess 3 times, bro. And no, it's none of those. Could you suggest the best Tuscan leather dupe? Been searching for it for a while. Dude, don't get a dupe of Tuscan leather. Euro, the thing is, bro, with Tuscan leather, it's such a singular mono note fragrance that's so forward in leather that the lack of quality in it sticks out like a sore thumb when you're going clone. There's certain notes in perfumery that clones will always struggle to produce, and so they automatically, when smelled, give you the impression that you're definitely wearing a fake and it smells cheap and synthetic in a bad way. So the closest like cheapy leather you're gonna find between ombre and Tuscan leather is probably gonna be off non-rare carbon, which is kind of like a hybrid of both. EG is supposed to be a different kind of freshie. It is. I've tried it, but EG is not what I picked up. I don't like La Yucawam. Can I expect a perfume from bottle and can I extract a perfume from the bottle, pour into another with a syringe, or will I or it will mess it up? You could mess it up, which is why you need to watch a lot of videos and practice it on cheaper fragrances you don't care about before you do it with niche fragrances. I do it all the time. So for instance, I recently acquired, where the heck is my Roja fragrance? Right here. I recently acquired this, Roja Midsummer's Dream, a goat fragrance that I've been dying to buy. And me and Kix went half on it. So I gave him the bottle and I had to extract it from the Roja bottle, 50 ml of it. So it was a very meticulous task. I had gloves, I had lights, you know, really making sure I didn't waste a single drop, making sure I didn't mess up the stems and all that. But yes, it can absolutely be done. But I would not start your decanting journey and extraction journey on Roja fragrances. Can I, young early 20s fresh scents? Young early 20s fresh scents. Early 20s? Prada Luna Rosa Ocean, Valentino Uomo, Eros EDT, Bleu de Chanel EDT or EDP, Armani Code Absolute, any of those. Take your pick of the litter. Any fresh, fruity, long-lasting fragrance recommendations? Sentil, tell me which fruits in particular, because sometimes people say fruits and they mean citrus. And there's a big difference between going citrus or going berries and things like that. Greetings from Venezuela. What up, bro? You guys could tell I'm under the weather. Scent of the day, Tom Ford Black Orchid. Of course it was, Kristen. Hey, we're signing off early today, guys. I am super under the weather. I saw that you picked that up. Are you loving that? Shout outs Coyote. Always a blast having her around. Egoist has a good rose. Nobody smells Egoist and thinks rose, ever. Ever in life. Your thoughts on wearing oud here in the desert? Well, we're about to find out, right? Because I got, oh, shoot. Ugh. I'm putting together a layering combination for this bad boy. Oh my gosh, I thought the freaking oil just popped out. So I'm in Arizona, and you see how thick that sucker is? That is freaking tiger's blood. And one drop of that'll kill you. So we're going to find out about oud in Arizona. Let me show you guys up close. Actually, let me go back to wide view so you guys can see it like with clarity. So this is a glass stem. And you just dab, it's just glass, and you dab the pulse points push it down, and nuclear, absolutely nuclear. So I'm building a tobacco layering combination for you guys based off of using an Uttar. I know in my layering ebook that many, if not no one, will be able to try it, but I wanted to have a section on Uttars on my ebook, so this will be my reference material for doing it, Tobacco Dore. Let's see. Are you a dupe guy or do you prefer the originals? Both. I'm an everything guy. My collection consists of vintage male, vintage female, female, male, designer, niche, independent niche, and clones. We just did a clone video yesterday. I'm on a journey, and I swim in all of the swimming pools. As I get older in my fragrance journey, I swim in the clone pool less because I realize that there's a lot of people out there who will buy the clones for me, and I like to wait 2 to 3 months after a release to figure out if I want it. So I let Fragcom talk and try to keep up with the trend of having the latest clone review. And then I wait 2-3 months and I see if people are still talking about it in 2 to 3 months. And if they are, then I'll put it on my radar and pick it up and give a late review of it. But I'm finding you don't have to buy a single clone, because Fragcom will tell you months later if a clone is still worth getting. You know, they'll give you their top clone videos. And so I used to not really watch anyone, so I would just get all the clones. But I've tried so many of them. Like I've tried hundreds of clones. So for me, I can spot which brands are worth dealing with, and you know. So long story short, there's only about 20% of my fragrance journey that's even vested into staying up to date and current on the clone game, and I really only do it for you guys. And I might acquire less than 5 to 10 clones a year, if even that. So I'm still interested in it. I'm still open-minded to it, but I'm not desperate for it, and it doesn't entice me as much as it used to. But there's particular DNAs that you would rather have a clone of if it's possible, and there are certain DNAs that, no exception, you have to have the best of the best. I think that's the best way to put it. Organizing your samples. Hey, Kristen, you wanna organize my samples? Here, let's take a walk. Where is it actually? Yeah, actually, I don't even know if it's possible to show this, because this isn't even everything, but I'll try to. So I've got these drawers, and they're loaded, like probably like 20 or 30 per drawer. And then there's boxes of clones, or not clones, just samples galore. And then we've got giveaway box, more samples, more samples, more samples, more samples. Right now I'm finally tackling the Electimus. More samples. Finally tackling the Electimus brand. Getting in new stuff every day. It's just ridiculous. Come organize my samples, Kristen. I'll give you a free fragrance. What fragrances do you enjoy from the Chanel exclusive line? Le Leon, Boy, Coral Mandel, Sycamore. Those are the main. Those are the main. The other ones I enjoy quite lightly, but the best is Coral Mandel. Second best is Boy. Third best is Le Leon. Sorry. Coromandel, Le Leon, Boy, and then Sycamore. Have you tried Le Falcon? No, I haven't. I have a lot of homies who have it that swear by it though, so I'll just I'll get one from them. I'm on the hunt for a discontinued Dolce & Gabbana feminine. Anyone? You mean you're not talking light blue femme? It's just called Dolce & Gabbana feminine. Coyote, when you get a chance, go to my community page in the comment section and write the exact name of it, and I'm sure I can find it for you. I have a lot of vintage and discontinued resources. What do you think of Valentino Coral Fantasy? It's not a fragrance for me, but it's quality. It's quality. I can see a lot of people getting traction with it in the same way that I see like a Paradise Garden. Thank you, Kristen. Yeah, I did this. I need to kind of set it up where I kind of give it a little more love because it's kind of stuck between this. But here's my first time using watercolor. And the question I get all the time with this painting, let me get close so you guys could see the detail. That's how you know if a painting is good, is if you could still see the forms while you're right up on it. But this is my first time ever using watercolor, which if you're familiar with watercolor, it's extremely hard to get it this dense. Like, this looks almost like acrylic, like if I come back. But it takes a long time to build a watercolor painting up to get this dense. So I was really proud of it. There's some technical issues. Like if you flip this over, I actually have a grade on the back. My professor graded it for one of my final projects and has a note on the back. So that's kind of cool. But there's some proportion issues and stuff. I was literally learning how to use watercolor in real time. And that's why I did this laundry basket. This is a laundry basket right out of my apartment from college, because I'm a surrealist painter. I do abstract surrealism and different things like that. And I don't normally do realism or hyperrealism. So with watercolor, I made the challenge, like, let's try watercolor and let's also try realism or hyperrealism and learn how to build paintings from the bottom up. And watercolor, I mean, that painting took me 3 months, but I've always been a mixed media artist: drawing, painting, photography, fabrics, clothing design. So I always liked taking up new mediums. Just a reminder, no spamming. Yeah, I know I'm behind, guys, I know. All good, SB. Holler at you later. Thanks for sending me the Manhattan Cherry recommendation as well. Always, Bree. Appreciate you. What up, Garland? Thank you, Joel. Energy Arrows. Oh, I'm not sure what your question was, Zhao. You might have to say it. Honey Oud is a must. Try it in the future. Okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm the one who recommended it. I was like, wait a second. No, Florist. Okay. Really been stocking up on the bottles. Yes, sir. Is it on Amazon? Yes. Your top 3 Middle Eastern with the strongest projection. That's a dumb question for me because I have too many. Just type clone on my playlist of reviews and you'll see my top Middle Easterns. I mean, they're all Middle Eastern. Middle Eastern isn't even a phrase, because like, you have to specify, are you talking about Middle Eastern cultured fragrances, or are you just talking fragrances that came out of the Middle East? Because there's a buttload of Middle Eastern fragrances from the Middle East that have nothing to do with the Middle East. They're cloning American stuff. They're cloning French stuff. You got to specify. I just got Brioni EDP Intense. Have you smelled it before? So what are your thoughts on it? I think it's good. It reminds me of a clone, like a clone quality. A little bit better than that, but it's okay. It's a great smell. I just, I give it an 8 out of 10. Gloves Light Science Lab. Exactly. I have gloves. Like my room literally looks like a lab when it's clean. It's funny too because like people come into my studio a lot of times because I engineer and they see this desk, which it's an absolute disaster because I film and stuff. And then like when I get shipments, they all come into there. But then they're like, why do you have this setup then? If you have this setup, I'm like, I film on this setup, dingbats. Do you own any LV fragrances? No, I will never own an LV fragrance. And it's not like I'm on strike against the brand. It's just nothing excited me. I've now fully gone through the men's and women's line of LV fragrances. I wouldn't call everything trash, but I also wouldn't call anything treasure from the house. And no offense to anybody that owns LV. It has nothing to do with the price. My mom wears LV. My mom wears the Les Sables roses or whatever, and she wears. There's one other one that she wears, and it's a woman's one, but so yeah, no hate. Like my mom rocks LV, but I don't rock LV. Is it still worth buying fragrances off of TikTok Shop in 2026? No. I think when I decant any designers via directly spraying into a decant bottle, the projection gets spoiled. No, it doesn't. That's not true. Not true, Vedan. Scent of the day, Oman Luxury Oud Aquilaria. I've been buying a lot of decants trying to find some hitters. So far, I know I want Fragrance Du Bois Lucius. Hey, man, you know what they say about Fragrance Du Bois right now, man? They calling it a clone house, bro. Fruity fragrances like Pacific Chill, Aventus, God of Fire. I'm so sorry I didn't see your question. I must really be behind. Black Orchid is great. Finally got it after 20 years. Better. Hey, listen. Black Orchid is amazing. Black Orchid is amazing. I think it's better on women than men, but I don't care. I still have it. Awesome. Attar, you're going for the full nuclear in here. No. I'm not going full nuclear, bro. Listen, when I have that Attar, I am putting a micro splash on me. Is it a roll-on? No. I have Aromatics Plantain Blanche on the way. Yeah, it's a good fragrance. I've heard good things about that one. In fact, I think even Austin's had his nose around it. Thoughts on Greenwich Village? Is it good for a ninja? Let's see. Yeah, let's look. Oh. Thank you, God. That's why you don't build shelves like that. For ninjas, I'm saying Greenwich, Lafayette over Greenwich. Greenwich is good, but for ninjas, Lafayette spanks with a little more, a little less, how do I say this? Greenwich feels, see, you said ninjas, so now I'm about to take it even further, but I don't want to get demonetized. But Greenwich Village, here, you finish the sentence. Greenwich Village smells like fragrances that rich blank wear. Lafayette feels like it was made with ninjas in mind. How about we leave it at that? And appreciate the donation. Which is a better Swiss Arabian incense, 01 or Shaif Oud? I'm planning to buy one, so which one should I go for? Gigi, I'm going to be 100 with you. I have more experience with Shagaf Oud and not as much on Arabian incense. I can't tell you which one is better. You're going to have to try it before you buy it. If anybody can help him out in the chat, do it. I don't feel qualified to answer that question for you. Honey Oud and Leather Oud. Okay, I'll remember that. Is OG Issey Miyake Lotus A Pour Homme still worth it? Depends how many fragrances you have, man. If you have like under 20 bottles, it'll still tickle your pickle. If you have a lot of fragrances, no. Dominican, thank you for the 100. I don't know what the currency is in here, but brother, thank you so much. Appreciate you, dude. Your samples look better organized than I. Well, that's because every month I try to organize them, but because you're not here to help me, they always fall short. And my wife's not gonna help me. Like she is so overwhelmed with my fragrance me. So this, you guys know the game I told you I play, right? So every month my wife wakes up to a new fragrance on her mantle in our bathroom because we have like a dual vanity. So she's overwhelmed just by the fact that she used to only wear Viva La Juicy and YSL Libre and maybe like one other fragrance. And now she has like, you know, she's wearing things like Bonnie and Scandalo and, you know, Pleasures and stuff like that. So the idea of her even walking into that closet or even seeing that closet she would blow a gasket. So that's why I keep it closed. Satin Oud what do you mean Satin Oud rating? Are you talking about the clone? No, I appreciate the super chat, Cold. You know I'm behind, man. I like that Electimus sample set. Maybe a must cop. It is a must cop, but let me just tell you, Bo, I'm really interested to see you walk through that and to see if any of it is bottle worthy for you. And if so, which ones? Personally, I think of trying out, because I feel like going through Electimus felt a lot like going through Argos. You're dealing with big boy juice, no Diddy, but which ones would you buy though? So definitely cop that. Personally, I think trying out samples and discovery sets are so much more fun and enjoyable. Hey, that's a series we're gonna be doing, guys, is I'm gonna show you guys, so we're gonna call it The Price is Right. And I'm gonna take $100, $200, $300, $400, and $500. And I'm going to build travel size niche bundles. If I only had $100, if I only had $200, all the way up to $5. And every like 2 months, we're gonna do a Price is Right, where I say, hey guys, and the reason I'm doing it is to show you guys that with less than a couple $100 a year, you could actually wear any niche fragrance year round, the whole year. And you could probably do that with between 5 to 30 niche fragrances, depending on which Price is Right number you're working with. So if you only had $100 a year, if you only had $200 a year, etc., and it's gonna open your guys' mind to the reality that you really should never buy a bottle unless it blows your mind. It's better to just have a fragrance that you could wear for a year and then you didn't have to buy it and you can move on to other stuff that strikes your curiosity. 90s perfume, D&G Feminine. Okay, well, yeah, Kristen, please do, because I do have, my network of connections now is pretty amazing. Hello, everyone. What up, Lamar? A man of many talents. Appreciate it. That's dope. I like to do a lot of oil canvas painting also. Yeah, I have an oil version of this. I painted it twice. Wait, did I paint it 3 times? No, I did an oil version of this, and then I did the watercolor version of this. I was thinking about that the last 2 hours. I think that most people mean to say affordable frags. True. Agreed. Okay, I just posted the perfume community tab. Thanks, Christine. I will see it and I'll I'll be able to do a quick like search tomorrow, and I'll get right back to you if I can. Kristen, what we'll do? Actually, no, you never downloaded Discord. See, if you had Discord, I could just find the resource and then link you on Discord. But we went on Zoom last time, so it's archaic. It won't let me do that. Super chat gang, that's a fact. I appreciate all the super chats today. Rihanna's Fenty reminds me of LB Opris Reeves, think it's called. Okay. Wore Enclave yesterday, insane performance and got compliments. Hey, I wore Enclave last week because it was so cold. Matter of fact, I tried Enclave in a couple scenarios. I tried it at work. I tried it taking my wife out for dinner. And I tried it early in the morning. It was like 40 degrees out. I went to my son's soccer games. And so it was super cold. I was jacketed up. I thought the idea of mint, a little bit of smoke. And it was fire. It actually held up in cold. So that fragrance, truthfully, unless you think it's absolutely amazing, you should not buy the full bottle. You could survive off of a travel, like a 10, 15 ml of this, because it is nuclear. Like, never spray more than 3 times with that, and most of you won't even be able to handle 2 sprays. Best dupe of YSL myself is going to be Arabia Prestige La-Di-Da. La-Di-Da. L-A space D-A, La-Di-Da. L-A space D-I space L-A. L-A space D-I space D-A. La-Di-Da from Arabia Prestige. Yellow Arrows, your thoughts? It smells good. That's all I can say, though. It smells good. What up, Mike? Thank you for sending me a laughing disco, Siaj. Oh, thank you for answering Kristen's deal, Lamar. I'm about to make it to the bottom, don't worry. Just got Moroccan, sorry guys, like my nose is stuffy right now, so you're getting, Bert and Ernie SB tonight. Just got Moroccan Amber recently, honestly not that great. First half of the frag is drowning in amber, it smells like a grandpa. Why'd you get it then? Scent of the Night Wild Elixir, beautiful. SB. Yeah, oh, thank you, Kix. Appreciate you. Thank you so much for the dono, man. I really appreciate that. A lot of you guys donated tonight. Why the heck you doing that? I don't do shout outs. I don't do shout outs. I just say what's up. What's up, guys? What up, Dark? What up? Guys, we're doing so well in FragCom, man. Diddy himself jumped in the chat from prison. How's it going, SB? What? My eyes are getting dim on me, guys. You can tell I'm getting tired. Thank you. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you for the kind words. Okay. Yeah, but you can't do that, Mike. Take your time. Oh my gosh. Dude, Diddy was sitting in his cell and he was like, man, it smells in here. Like, it smells like buns and baby oil, and I'm sick of it. And he was like, you know who would have some fragrance recommendations? SB. He put his resources together. He found that cell phone in there and he got on live. He had to pop in. He knew I was going to be talking about good stuff. So if you got rare carbon, stop getting clones of leather. It's time to upgrade. If you're on a leather kick, here's the progression I think you need to go. If you want the most wearable leather upgrade, you move to this. Ferragamo bright leather. Most wearable blonde leather with citrus. Super bright, sporty, fun, but still has that leather undertone. Then when you want to start getting a little bit serious, but still be fresh as crap, then you go into Ferragamo spicy leather. It is an absolute must. More work, but it can function absolutely as upscale casual because it is so fresh. But I like to wear it at work. After that, you truthfully should upgrade to niche leather. Eau de Ombre leather is the next upgrade. You have to go into Eau de Ombre leather. It's better than Ombre leather parfum. To me, it's definitely better than the original. And then some like big boy leathers is going to be things like I'm trying to think of stuff that I know you can wear. By Killian Straight to Heaven Extreme or Intense. African leather from Memo Paris. Acqua di Gio Profumo. Yeah, I mean, just on those alone. Day three, Desert Rain. Hey, snipers are on deck. Don't worry about the mods. The mods see these ding-dongs. I always tell the mods, give the nerds like 15 seconds to live. Like, let them, because this is what happens. When somebody posts something stupid, right? They get an immediate satisfaction that they did something that they would never do in real life. So that's the first dopamine hit, right? And the second dopamine hit is hoping somebody reacts. So I tell the mods, give them 15 seconds and pray that somebody reacts so that they get at least a second dopamine hit and then snipe them. That's all you got to do. I want trolls to get that dopamine hit because without it, they're useless. They don't even have purpose in life. So it keeps them alive for the day. You know, it makes them feel important. And I'm a fan of that. Yeah, no, rare carbon is solid, but what I'm saying is don't go into the clone game even more with leathers. Like once you have rare carbon, it's nice because you can layer with it. So like, here's an example. If I want to take rare carbon, do I still have it? Where is it? I thought I had, oh, here we go. If I take rare carbon, I know how to make rare carbon into Eau de Ombre leather. So, and I'm so sorry guys, I might have to blow my nose, so it might just be time to sign off. Okay, we're good. I figured out through layering that off-and-on rare carbon is so layerable. You can manipulate the leather. You could literally make it smell like any of the Ferragamos or Eau de Ombre leather. So I was messing around with my fragrances and I found that this is the combination. 2-to-1 with YSL L'Homme or La Nuit de L'Homme. I have both. You put the leather on the bottom. So every 1 spray of carbon, 2 sprays of L'Homme. Now on a test strip, it won't simulate perfectly because you're not supposed to mix fragrances on top of each other. That's why I'm doing it from a distance. Ideally, you'd put 1 spray in the middle of rare carbon and 2 L'Homme on, 1 on each shoulder or something. And then if you move down, follow the same format. But 2 sprays of this next to it, and you have Eau de Ombre leather from Tom Ford. And I have so many other manipulations. I could take rare carbon and put something like Lalique Force onto it and turn it into Ferragamo bright leather. Carbon is really a Swiss Army knife if you can't afford or don't have a lot of fragrances. Where the heck is the top to this? Oh. All right, guys, I'm getting tired. Any last minute questions before I sign off? What's poppin', Greenlee? Hey, man, you're catching us when we're signing off. Yeah. Yeah, so you can, rare carbon is super manipulatable, but you'll find it more when you actually separate it. Like, you'll smell it a little bit on the test strip, but like on skin, if you put 2-to-1 ratio of loam or lanolin loam next to rare carbon, so like on your arm, if you just wanted to test it, and mist it. Don't let the liquid sheen happen. You have to mist rare carbon. If it gets too liquidy, it'll dominate. If you just mist rare carbon and then 2 loam, like 1 on each side, and let that sucker waft, you get a really nice take of Odo Ombre leather. Hey, any day. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you. I can't give that out. That's my ebook, Veden. Talking about that, have you... Can you rephrase that, Joe? I don't understand that sentence. I might have to use like a nasal spray or something, guys. Sorry, I'm walking to the bathroom so I can get some tissue. I might have to use some nasal spray because like I'm getting super congested. It might just be because I'm talking a whole lot and I'm tired or something. Sorry guys, here it comes. At least I didn't sneeze, right? Oh man. What's your most recent pickup? My most recent pickup is these two today. Ani X and Wulong Cha. Those came out of that box on that desk today. And then I got a couple more coming on Saturday and Monday. Prior to that, picked up Enclave from Amouage. And then just a bunch of designers that I was scooping up. Oh, I picked up a City on Fire from Imaginary Authors. Don't follow me on that. That was my own little side quest. Yeah, then just a bunch of clones and designers. I'm trying to fill out some things I've always been hunting for in my clone and designer categories. But yeah, the Nishanes were the recent pickups. Best Aventus dupe in your opinion? Which Aventus? Original Ani is a cozy, comforting, seductive luxury ambery vanilla. And Ani X is not cozy and intimate. It's playfully intimate vanilla with kind of a more of a verse. So, and I'm processing this in real time while seemingly being sick, but Ani is very much a, for men, it's more of a romantic, special occasion, luxury leather type of scent. It's warm, it's cozy, it's intimate, it's luxurious. The best vanilla, you know, goat tier vanillas, ambery. Ani X takes that profile and almost trims out the amber, trims out the cozy, trims out the intimacy, like romance side of it, puts all of these citrus and florals up top to open it up and make it a lot brighter. So it becomes a much more airy, open, citric, floral, celebratory, luxurious, upscale, casual, fancy version of that vanilla style. And I have to go with that because even though on paper, original Ani, and we're gonna close after this, guys, because I'm getting this wave of just not feeling good. Even though Ani original on paper is the better fragrance, it's not the better fragrance for the climate in Arizona. It's mostly super hot here, basically year round. You cannot wear Ani year round, let alone more than 2 months out of the year in Arizona. So Ani X is the more year-round approach that I can get into with that style in Arizona. It's much more appropriate for me. So I got that original Oolong Cha. Oolong Cha will cut through any sunlight. And then the third fragrance, none of you guys guessed, so you're not getting that niche sample, but it is Papilla Fico. I haven't done screen printing. Best recent vetiver frag that you bought. Aqua Allegoria Forte Nerolia vetiver from Guerlain. I need to get a sample of Aventus. OG Aventus Greenlee? Okay, boys. I'm gonna be honest. I've hit my tipping point tonight. It's like the more I've talked, the more I realize I think I am a little bit sick. Because the more I talk, the more congested I feel. And it could just be that I'm really tired because it's Friday and it's been a long week. And I've been shooting a lot of content and working. But it also might just be that I'm congested or sick. So I need to go get in the shower and throw that sucker on 120 degrees Fahrenheit and drain my body, and then I need to go to sleep. I really appreciate you guys as usual. I'm not going to do the outro tonight because I'm not feeling it, but I love you guys. If you're new to the channel, I drop every day. Follow, do all that good stuff. Is there any questions I didn't answer? Put them in the comment section below. Love y'all. Appreciate all you supporters, and I'll talk to you guys this weekend probably. Love y'all.